Tom Brady coming to the Bucks.
I know. Kiss my grits, man.
So I just need you to know, the Cowboys are going to destroy the Redskins this year.
Ridiculous.
Joe is phenomenal.
In my opinion, Brady should have gone ahead and signed up for AARP.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Caleb, and I'm the student ministries pastor here at Free Life Chapel, and I'm accompanied by not just my dad, but my pastor.
That's me.
Lead pastor of Free Life Chapel, Scott Thomas.
Yeah.
What's going on, Pop?
I am so glad to be here. I've been watching the posts you've been putting out and watching what the blend is running with, and I love the content. This is great stuff. So fist bumps to everybody there, and to get to sit in this chair where I've seen some pretty cool cats sitting here.
Yes.
I'm glad to be able to share the chair with them.
No, we definitely have some amazing leaders who have taken this opportunity to be creative.
Right.
And to say, okay, this isn't a problem. This is just an opportunity for creative solutions or creative ideas. And so super excited for the leaders that we have that are just bought in, and not just to the blend, but also to Free Life, because one thing that I love looking at is a lot of the leaders who are helping to do the content that we're creating here are also helping to create the content with our Free Life Chapel audience.
No, they are, Caleb, and we're grateful for that. You know, one of the core values at Free Life Chapel is creativity. And with what has hit our nation as of recent, if we were not creative in thinking, and by the way, you know, when you start thinking, what does creativity mean? It means willing to change. I've got to be willing to try something different.
Good.
Rethink it. I think sometimes life gets old because we stop thinking about things, and it gets tiring. You have to rethink relationships to keep them fresh. You got to rethink your walk with Christ so you keep it fresh. Rethink how we want to present the blend on Wednesday nights, right?
Yeah. No, I love that. It's almost like a kid. Their imagination is going crazy. You might get a kid some like building blocks or some Legos or something, and you know they might build what's on the box at first, but then after a while, I get bored with it. So it's changing the light bulb before it necessarily needs to get changed.
Absolutely.
It's changing rearranging the room, buying a new comforter just cause, changing the color scheme because we wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing here. We are kicking off episode number 1 right now of Office Talks.
Love it.
What is this going to be? This is going to be a time where myself, my wife Liz, who leads the student ministries alongside of me, you'll see her in later episodes, but this is where we're going to be able to sit down and talk with some people, some of our blend leaders, who have high influence, certainly staff members here of Free Life Chapel who they get it. We are blessed at Free Life to where there's not two different mindsets of generational, like you're over here, you're old school versus new school. No, we're pretty creative in a multicultural, multi-generational church to where everybody kind of talks that same language. We get
I'm just
vibe.
glad I'm a part of the young ones, and they're all the old ones. So I'm jumping in with you guys, all right?
So we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. This is going to be a chance to kind of get to know some people, but then hopefully encourage you and bring some thought-provoking conversation that you can have at a later point in time. And I will say this, during any point of this conversation, this talk, if you have a comment you want to make, drop it in the comment section below. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends. I think this is going to be pretty cool and pretty fun.
I love it.
So the first thing we want to talk about, we see you on Sundays.
Yeah.
You're kind of goofy. As we found out during our February series, you're kind of full of cheese.
Yeah, goofy, cheesy, all that, and yet guilty.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you're passing that to me. So if you see me on a Wednesday night and I'm being cheesy, it's his fault.
Everybody loves cheese.
But yeah, exactly. So what are some hobbies that you have? So we obviously see you in this ministry, but you're a man.
Yeah.
You're a human being.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
are some things that you like to do to kick back and relax?
No, I'm straight up a dude. I drive a Dodge Ram pickup truck, right? I enjoy the gym. I enjoy going there. It's good
Obviously.
good for my head, and the older you get, you've got to keep moving things or they stop working. So it's important that I go to the gym. So I enjoy that. Although it's been about a year now, I haven't played golf in a year, but I really enjoy golf. It just takes like a lot of time to get out there, but I got to go do that again.
What has been your furthest drive? That's like when the ball's teed up, You get the biggest club in your bag.
Yeah.
You swing back and hit it.
Yeah.
The furthest drive you've ever had.
The one that I have had measured, and I think I had some. The hill was I was hitting downhill a little bit. Maybe it turned out to about 315, almost 320. But I had a great roll. It was a great roll. It was a great roll. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
So I enjoy the gym. I enjoy running. I used to run. I'm getting back into it again. So I enjoy that. But I love to hunt. I love to spend time in camouflage. I got this redneck thing up inside of me, right? And so I love to hunt, spending time in the woods. It's kind of quiet. That's a whole different ball game. And then for me, the other hobby, I've got to say this because it's just in me. Sorry, that's who I am.
Yeah.
I love to study Hebraic stuff, all right? There's this nerd inside of me, and I just enjoy studying from what's going on in Israel and the way that Jesus' culture was, how he lived, the laws, the customs, how kids grew up, what occupations and jobs were like. I enjoy looking at all that. It makes the Bible come alive to me.
I was about to ask, so real quick in a 1 minute hard hitting line, why is it important to even study that or to understand it? We're in America. So what does a old school culture have to do with our current day?
So there was a man who was in a room. 7 men came in the room, drug him out into another place. They stuffed a knife in his chest, ripped him open, and pulled his heart out. By the way, the men who did that, they were surgeons who were going after a patient because he needed a heart transplant.
I thought this happened off of Emma. I thought this was in the hood.
So watch this. Why do I bring that up? Because the context matters. One sounds like it's a murder. The other one is thank God because they helped the man.
Surgery. Wow.
So this is the difference. Why I study that is because when you put the Bible back in context, it makes so much more sense. It settles in and things that you can live by.
I agree. It's I think something that you said, it's ancient truths for modern day principles.
For modern problems.
For modern problems.
Yes.
Ancient truths from modern problems. I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah, because the Bible still applies. And parts of the Bible that we think are whack or we want to throw it away, it's just because we don't understand the context it was written in, because it all makes sense. It's all a gift to us. That's why I love what the Blend does. You guys are taking the Bible and showing how it fits into 2020. How it fits into dating, how it fits into making money. I want to be successful. You want to be successful?
Yes, sir.
Of course. And the Bible speaks to all of that. And so that's why I love what the Blend is doing. That's what we're trying to do every Sunday as well, to bring context and show folks this word is still relevant for us today, man. We need it.
I love that. And I love knowing that the Blend is a part of something bigger than just our own.
Yeah.
You know, we say this with our team a lot, but there would be no Blend without a Free Life Chapel. And we're so grateful that we get to look at a church, model after a church that is so hyper culturally effective and culturally engaged, that is aware.
Yeah.
I think awareness is huge, and not just playing off of last year's reruns, but able to creatively find out what's in tune with today.
Correct.
And be able to apply that with biblical principles.
Yeah.
Because they do apply.
They absolutely do. And the team that you have surrounded yourself with, Caleb, we have never seen the student ministries at Free Life ever in the history of our church ever this healthy. It's strong. They're coming on. I'm seeing youth on Sundays. They're serving all through the church.
Sir.
I mean, I'm running into them everywhere now. And you guys are doing more than just church together. You're doing life together. I love all of that.
It's so much fun. It's hard to. I don't think you're getting the full benefit of being a part of a church or plugged into a church if you don't do life outside of a church.
Absolutely.
It's like that friend that you see during school throughout the school year, and you say hey, and you're cool, whatever. But then as soon as summer kicks in, you don't talk at all.
Right.
And then it's almost like that awkward. It takes a couple months to get the relationship back in school.
Yep.
No, let's do life together the whole time.
Yeah.
We're
Love it.
imperfect people trying to be in pursuit of a perfect God.
Right.
And as long as we pursue,
Yep.
I want to link up with anybody who's helping me get that way.
I totally agree.
Yes, sir. So let me ask this. Obviously, I get a little bit more of an inside scoop being your son, but you have loved youth
Oh, yes.
for years now. Not youth meaning kids, I mean, it literally meaning anybody from whether you're in 2 years old all the way up to 18, 19, whenever you want to say there's no longer a kid, you love that young people, that young age group. What is it about that age group? Why do you believe in us, them, so much? What is that difference?
Because you're not screwed up yet. I love the fact that you're young and you've not had craziness that's just misguided, and you haven't made all these crazy mistakes. Youth have such an opportunity to grab life by the throat and say, this is where I'm going with my life.
That's so good.
And so we're not victimized by it. And I'll say this, Caleb. So I started off as a youth pastor.
Right, yeah.
I was a youth pastor, and I loved it, man. We had our services every Wednesday night, and we were going strong and all that, and absolutely loved it. But I enjoyed meeting young people who early on, they fell in love with Jesus hard, but then they started doing life together. Some of our young people, they came from some busted homes.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them, there was one young man I was visiting in juvie on a regular basis, and then when he got out, he started hanging with us, and so his name was Reuben. It took him about 3 miles to get to the church, but he would walk or ride his bike unless he could catch a ride.
Wow.
We had everything you can imagine, but when we all came together, it was one family.
Yeah.
We were there to go hard, and then I watched that young group start serving in the church. So here's what happened. When the youth got involved, it was like this wave, like, we're going to have a party. Wherever we are, we're taking over.
No matter what.
No, we're taking over.
Yeah.
We are here right now. And here's what we learned. Youth have the ability to do more than what adults think they can.
I agree.
Watch this. Do you know in Israel, every young person, when you turn 18, you're required to sign up and serve in the military.
Right.
That's
Man
required.
and female.
Male and
Yeah.
female. Got to serve at least 3 years. There are young men and women 19 years old who are overseeing tank battalions. They are commanding a battalion, a group of tanks, armored tanks that are out there defending the nation. 19 years old.
Yet sometimes certain adults, or I would say a certain culture, will try to minimize the amount of leadership capacity that a young person will have. I won't listen to someone if they're younger than me, acting as if years in age equals years of maturity.
No, exactly. And the problem with that is you can't expect what you've not taken time to invest in.
Oh, that's good.
So we have to invest, and we want to invest in the students here.
Yes, sir.
But that's where we saw the teenagers. Our youth group were running all of the TV cameras, and we were taking our broadcast literally across the nation, and it was teenagers running the camera. They got so good at the cameras, we moved them to the switchers. They were doing all the mixing in the back, creating graphics, doing videos. It was all the youth group running this.
They weren't scared to try.
No, and we weren't afraid to give them opportunity.
Yeah.
So when you can put those together, man, the young people watching right now, young men, young ladies, there is so much opportunity right here. I think sometimes we don't understand the power of the church. Definitely discover Christ, grow in our faith and community. But if we'll use it properly and take advantage of what's in our face, you can begin to get experience that will put you so far ahead of adults that are twice your age. You can get technical experience.
Yes,
you
sir.
can get in-office experience. You can begin to learn administration. You can begin to see all these things because opportunity to serve is here. And when you come in, you graduate high school, you're not stepping out green.
Right.
No, you got some life under your belt already. That is success already in motion.
So the church is more than just a platform on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
There's so many things. It makes me think of one of our leaders. She's going to kill me for throwing her name out. But Oriana.
Yes.
Oriana was 14 or 15 years old.
That girl is a
and
stud.
she was running
Yes.
our ProPresenter, the lyrics and the notes and everything that was going on screen. She was teaching adults how to do that.
Yep.
She was our number one, and she was a youth student.
Correct.
at
She was
that
crushing
time.
it. No, we leveraged so much responsibility on her, and she handled it.
Yes.
And did so well. That's one example. And today, serving in the church. And,
Still there. Still
I know.
one of your blend leaders.
Yeah. Big, beautiful smile. There's so much opportunity. And I'm going to throw a challenge out. A lot of you, especially, so let's get into some of these older teens. Y'all can do stuff.
Come on.
Do not hang out in the summertime at the house playing video games and not be putting some success under your belt. We literally saw some of the young people that were serving with cameras and switchers, working in that world, went on to professional work,
Yes,
began
sir.
to do work for ESPN, National Geographic, traveling the world because they learned how to do it in church.
So it's funny. It's a free way to gain experience.
Yes.
It's a safe place to learn.
Yes.
And to fail because
Yes.
we're gonna mess up. If we're really doing creative things,
Yes.
means we're gonna reach.
Correct.
So sometimes we might fall short. There's been plenty of times where I've done that. But it's in a safe place with people around us who will help uplift us, who is not gonna be, oh my gosh, you failed. It's okay, let's figure out how we can do something else on the other side of this. So
Absolutely.
I love that. So listen, I love that challenge that you just put on. All right. Now you who are at the blend, don't make me look bad.
Let's go.
I will hear it not only at the office, but also at home. I need you guys to help. And the thing that I love, Pastor, is what you're saying is something that, as you said earlier, our students are doing. The students at the blend are doing. We had 3 or 4 students here yesterday doing some stuff at the office. We've had some today here doing some stuff. And it's whatever I can do, go for it. And I love that.
It's a picture of leadership. They're following leadership. And when opportunity is given to you, one of the greatest success keys that you will ever learn in life, follow the favor. What do I mean by follow the favor? When someone who has the ability to open a door for you does so, walk through the door.
Yeah.
Take advantage when somebody's willing to teach you, train you, and give you the chance to learn something that you don't already know. When someone is willing to give you their wisdom, there's 2 ways to learn in life: mistakes and mentors.
That's good.
Do not learn by mistake. If you can make mistakes all your life, why do that when a mentor, someone who's been there, done that, can teach you? They took the learning curve out and handed you their success. Take that all day long. And that's what you and the leaders of the blend are doing. They're opening doors to on-ramp on Wednesdays, on-ramp on Sundays. Are you kidding me? This is where you're supposed to be.
We're having a great time, and we just love seeing the students excel. And honestly, we can't wait to see them excel past anything that we've done.
Absolutely. No, I'm pumped for it. And every time I see the young people, I see you in the lobby, see you in church, see you serving, just know that Cindy and I are so proud of you. We're here for you. We love you. And we know that you're having a blast in the blend, but it's only going to get better.
Yes, sir. So, all right, last question, last statement. What is one thing that you wish you knew when you were a teenager? Hindsight being 2020. It could be spiritually. It could be related to academics. It could be related to relationships in whatever kind of way. What is maybe one thing, one principle that you wish you knew, or something you wish you took more seriously?
I would have to say this, Caleb, that when I screw up, it's not over. If I just understood, because sometimes I would make a mistake or a relationship fell apart. Look, when I was dating at 15 and 16 years old, I had never been in something like that, and that was as big as it ever gotten from me.
Right.
And when that relationship broke up, it rocked my world, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'll use your word. I was shook, right? It kind of got in my head.
Big facts.
And I was like, man, and I really, honestly, I was so blinded by it because I didn't realize that there's more days and months and years to come. Just keep living, just keep reaching, just keep getting up, just keep moving, just keep trying again. And so getting the right voices in my life, relationships that when I hit a hard spot, there's someone I can talk to, I catch my breath, and I get up and I go on again. Look, you get the right people in your life. The right people will always give you a second chance, and they'll help you
Yes,
up
sir.
to get there.
Yes, sir.
And number 2, Jesus is always excited about the next opportunity.
Yes.
He's never down on you. He's pumped about you getting up and going forward. So I think that's the biggest thing. If looking back on my teenage years, if I would have just realized, Scott, get up and keep going and go hard, I wouldn't have wasted time kind of upset and crying about some things that I could have gotten over a lot quicker and got myself down the road.
Man, I feel that because I'm sometimes my own biggest critic.
Yes.
And I'll shoot myself in the foot before anybody else does. And I think there's part of that can be healthy, of, holding yourself to a certain standard. But I agree with there's been some things that I've almost made bigger than what they actually are. and then putting things into perspective. So we're not going to linger on this because the news is talking about it enough, but we've been talking openly. This coronavirus that's been going on, it is big, and I'm not wanting to minimize it at all because unfortunately there has been some people who this coronavirus has heavily affected them.
Absolutely.
However, at the church, we've been informed of some people that they could care less about the coronavirus because their mom just died and they couldn't have a funeral for their mother.
Right.
There's been scenarios here that we're hearing in left and right that are trickling in. And I can only imagine for every one that we hear, there has to be numerous amounts more that are out there of corona who?
Right.
I just have everyday things that I'm struggling with. And so I think keeping that perspective there, but then as you said, understanding at the end of the day, God is over everything.
Yep.
And he knew we were going to mess up. He knew we were going to fall. That's why he says we're going to fall down, but just keep on getting back up.
Exactly.
Keep the ball rolling and keep moving, and we're going to be able to walk into that next part of life.
Caleb, here's what I've learned as well. In my Christian walk, in serving Christ, in fact, let me put it this way. As a Christ follower, not perfect, just you've invited him into your heart and you're doing the best you can. You will never be defeated in your Christian walk with Christ unless you quit.
Come on.
It's only quitting that creates defeat.
Movement.
You've just got to get up and go again. You see, people quit on us, but Jesus doesn't.
Yeah.
People bail on us. Oh, I can't believe that. And they throw us away. Jesus never does.
Right.
And so as long as we don't quit.
Yes, sir.
I messed up. Get up and go again. But I blew it there. Come back. Let's go again. We just got to stay in it because the enemy of our life, there's an enemy for you over your life, over your future, over your family, over your career, education, sports. There's an enemy who wants to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. That's what the Bible tells us. We all have that enemy.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't have the ability to destroy. The only thing that has the ability to destroy is if we decide to quit. And as long as you don't quit, you're always going to win.
So it doesn't even matter the pace.
That's right.
There's days where we're going to be sprinting, but man, there are days where I have been on my hands and knees crawling just to try to find that next thing. But it's easier to keep going than to start.
Caleb, when I started playing baseball, when I was young, I was playing in I forget what the initial league was that they had, like Little League, and then we moved into high school. But they were teaching me to pitch, and there's two things about pitching. Any of the guys that play baseball, you know, especially when you're pitching, speed and accuracy.
Yes, sir.
Speed doesn't matter if you have no accuracy.
That's good.
If you have speed, you'll kill people. If you don't have accuracy, you'll hit them in the head.
Right.
You're like, it's not going to go anywhere. So work on the accuracy, and speed will come later. Sometimes we're so impressed with speed, and because speed is impressive, but it doesn't matter if you can't hit the target.
Yes.
And so we just got to keep doing what we can do. Just learn to hit the target, and it's going to get better, get stronger, become more natural. Your faith in Jesus is going to become more real, and that's why you got to be in the blend every Wednesday. I got to be in church on Sundays.
Yes.
I start serving. I get the right people in my life. I begin to exit some voices out of my life because they're toxic to me. I got to get the right ones. And man, you start making some accurate decisions in your life, man, the speed will come. You'll raise your head and you'll look up. I can't believe what's happened in my life, man. Opportunities, success. I'm full of joy, going through some stuff, but everything's going to be all right. I'm good.
I love that. So real quick, action plans, how to keep movement going. And we're talking practical here. Now, what I'm going to say, it has nothing to do necessarily with these specific things, but more importantly with who these things are revolved around. Number one, Free Life Chapel at 10:30 on Sundays. Free Life Chapel at 10:30 on Sundays. If you say, well, I already have a home church that isn't Free Life, then that church at whatever that given time is. We don't want to rip anybody away, but we do want to make sure that you are plugged in somewhere. It matters. It matters. Wednesday nights at The Blend. Right now, we're doing all of our stuff online, and we're loving it. We're watching. We had over 10,000 people view our Sunday worship experience with us this past Sunday.
How many countries? Like 5 countries?
Yeah, I think we had about 7 countries. Okay. I think we had 29 states in America. I mean, it was crazy. Online. And so Sundays at 10:30. at freelifechapel.org. Freelifechapel.org. Wednesday nights with the Blend on our IG page or our Facebook page, Blend FLC. Make sure you're there. Engaging. We're not just posting things. We don't just do things just to hear ourselves talk. We're not impressed with our voice, but what we are impressed with is the message that we have, because it's not ours, it's God's. So getting plugged into there. And then I would say this, you know who you need to delete off of your Snapchat. You know who you need to delete off of TikTok and Instagram and not follow this or that. Look, I've done it.
True.
And it doesn't make those people bad. It does not mean that they're bad. But if it's not right for me right now where I am, if it's not helping me move forward, then I don't need it, because I do a great job of messing myself up.
Right.
I can't afford to have any other distractions around me to hold me back.
No, there's no neutral people in your life. People are like elevators. They're taking you up or they're taking you down.
Yes, sir.
You got to choose the right ones.
Man, that is awesome. I really hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Office Talk as much as I did. I actually can't wait to go back and pull some of these principles that Pastor Scott or my dad was talking about, because, again, these don't apply to only if you're 21 and up or 18 and up, or if you're 12 to 18. This is life, and these are things that we're learning it in new ways. We're experiencing it in new ways every day and every year. So I really hope you grabbed onto this. If you want, we're going to be having this obviously on our IG page, but then we're also putting this on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching this. Again, drop a comment below of something that you heard that stuck out to you. Or if you have another topic that you would like for us to discuss, drop that in the comments below. We would love to read those and engage with you. If you are watching this on our Instagram, I challenge you, head over to our YouTube channel, because this was too good. What he was saying was too good to not listen to again. In a timely manner, but something that was so powerful and so focused. Pastor, Dad, thank you so much for being on here, for joining us. Episode 1 of Office Talks.
Man, look, this goes in the archives. So all of a sudden we have fun fact. I was a part of episode 1. That's always going to be trivia, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we love you guys again. Sunday mornings at 10:30 at freelifechapel.org, and Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock on the Blend Instagram page. We can't wait to see you there.
Mic check, mic check.